Hey guys, and welcome to Conan Exiles. I'm here doing a video. I'm going to do some building tutorials, and whilst I was thinking about how to do that, what to do, might be interesting for you guys. I thought, well, I really ought to show off what we've done in the game so far before demonstrating how to do something similar and how to experiment with some of the things that I've had ideas about. So we built our base down here. Where I'm currently is near the lake, which is to the southeast of New Asgarth. There's a little village settlement there called Trapper's Cabin, which is what you can see ahead of us there, and our base is the other side of the aqueduct from there. Now before I head over there, one of the things that we did recently, yesterday in fact, was just as an experiment. We built a tall column of foundations, as you can see here, with a spiral staircase up the outside of it, and we joined together the bits of the aqueduct here. And we've got another column of foundations down there, and this runs all the way up to the Great Dam, unbroken at that point. And it's not a perfect fit. There are gaps because you can't always necessarily get things to match up perfectly. However, I think we did a reasonable job here. This one goes down here to the wall here, which is the main boundary between the grasslands to the north and the desert to the south. So now that we have established that, we will go and take a look at my current base. I'd say my base. That's a little egotistical, because the efforts of a lot of people have gone into this base. Kippies and Madden and Miller Dog are the main contributors, but we also have Hobo Jesus and Nomana and Preacher playing on the server. But as you can see, we picked a spot where there was just a little, as up here there's a little path that goes up between rocks, and it goes up to a very big cliff down to the desert level. Well, we picked this one and built in it. The reason we have a little tower here with an archer on it was because there was a bear kept spawning, and it was very irritating for getting in and out of the base. So we built that there. It stopped the trees spawning, but it stopped the bear spawning as well. So as you can see, we have tier 3 walls and foundations, archers topping the walls, and inside we have our main building. We've got a lot of thralls around because all of us like to go and capture thralls. On the ground floor we have a fully kitted out workshop. Everything we need in here. Now, one thing I will point out that I was only made aware of recently is that if you have a torturous table and you put a Taskmaster 3 or a Master Taskmaster in here, it allows you to make chain bindings. Now, the chain bindings, whereas the leather bindings, which are the best you can do without a Taskmaster in there, they have 1200 durability, I believe. The chain bindings have 3600 durability, and they are awesome, and they're not expensive. 3 steel bars, that's it. So that's the ground floor. I'll take us out the back in a minute. The first floor is the decorative area. It's our bedroom area. And the second floor is for storage. Plenty of storage boxes there. And Kippy's worked very hard on designing this roof and getting the roof right. And then up here we have a nice little outlook which gives us a view all around. Now down here we have our Shrine of Yog. We've got a Shrine of Set over there. We have a Shrine of Ymir down there, a Shrine of Mitra over there, and the Shrine of Dakito is up there, just the other side of Kippy's gazebo. So let's go back down and have a look outside. And this is just so that you might take inspiration from any of this and think about ways to build your own base. We have the map room in the back, along with a few more decorative bits. We've got more dancers here so that we can come here to recover from corruption or whatever. And we have some of these nice totems around, one of each type, because you can pick up the recipe for those from near the Temple of Frost. We do have several mods installed. Now they're all quality of life, or what I think are quality of life mods. First off, we have the NoxUI changes mod. This means that when we get notification messages for being over encumbered or for having discovered a new area or whatever, the notification happens down here and is fairly small, rather than a huge splash message up here, which tends to get in the way of just about everything. The second one we have is the Pickup Plus mod. That is awesome. Pretty much anything you put down, such as our Wheel of Pain here, if you press and hold E, you can pick it up again, and it works for stations, Wheels of Pain, foundations, walls, you name it. You can pick them up again if you've put them down wrong. It is absolutely brilliant, and to my mind should be in the vanilla game. No two ways about it. So those were the first two mods we installed. Now beyond that, we came across one called Ark's Recall, and I will list these mods in the description of the video underneath. The Ark's Recall mod is pretty cool because it allows you to build a recall point like this. You can attune to one recall point and one only, and then in an artisan's workbench you can make waypoint stones, waystones. And what you do with those is you utilize it from your inventory. It's a consumable item, and it will teleport you back to your attuned waypoint. You can't drag a thrall back with it, so it is only useful for moving across the map yourself. But it's another great one. You can use the map room to teleport out to the obelisks that you've attuned, but there's no way to teleport back to your base in vanilla. With this mod, you can use this to teleport back to base, and it's another great one. It's really useful. The next mod that we installed was the WYSIWYG Wheel of Pain. What that does is the Wheel of Pain actually shows as empty if you've got no mods in there. If you have mods, mods. Thralls. If you have no thralls in there, then the Wheel of Pain shows empty. When you put a thrall in there, it populates the Wheel of Pain, and the thrall that you've put in there will show up. I'm saying this now, and I bet, yeah, looks like this is not actually working at the moment. It was working yesterday, but there may have been an update, or it may be a bit finicky. But when you put a thrall in there, it actually shows the thrall. It's the one with the clothes. As you can see, these guys are semi-naked, and there is an option as to for actually configuring it, so I can change it to no nudity, partial nudity, full nudity, men, women, or men and women, and the operation should be always runs if not empty. However, as I say, something that occasionally has a little bit of a glitch. The next mod we installed was DyeMoreBetterer. Now the DyeMoreBetterer adds 44 new colours of dyes. It's a quality of life, I suppose, decorative thing, which we all really like. The dye options are here. You can see there's a lot more colours. There's glaring colours, which are a bit bright actually, but a lot more options, all sorts of different stuff. My armour here, the Silent Legion armour, is dyed Demon Blood red, which I like, but there are a wide variety of different colours that you can choose. And some of them are quite spectacular. And these are just some of the it's an interesting armour outfit. I've not seen that one before. Hyrcanian, I think. But yes, some of the colour options are really, really nice, and it just gives a little bit of a little bit more in the way of options for dressing up thralls and characters. Makes you a little more unique. We also added the Fashionist mod. Now what that does is I can, for example, you can see I'm wearing my Silent Legion armour here. I can go and I can look around, and if I have a different armour that I want to appear to be wearing, or a different outfit that I want to appear to be wearing, while still actually hanging on to my Silent Legion as the for the defensive buff, I can do that. So let's say I wanted to be in this outfit. All I actually need to do is drag this over. In fact, I'm not going to play around with the archer itself, because I actually have a light armor set on me. As you can see, there is a style box, set of boxes on the right of my character portrait. If I drag stuff into that style area, doesn't move off my inventory because I'm not actually wearing it, but it gives me the appearance of wearing it. Now, so it appears that I'm wearing light armour, but in fact I am still wearing heavy armour with an armour value of 902. And that's also great, because that means that you can dress yourself up however you want, but still have your correct or your preferred armour without being forced into the armour style. So you can still wear your Silent Legion but look better. Then we have the BarkByProduct, And the BarkByProduct mod is just a nice little quality of life one where every time you make either a shaped wood or an insulated wood in the carpenter's bench, you get one bark as a byproduct. It just saves having to hit loads of trees to get the bark for drying wood or for using the tanner, and ending up with more wood than you can possibly use just to try and get a few bits of bark. Instead of that, you get more bark than you can possibly use, but that's fine. So that's the mods covered there. I will just give you a quick completion of the base tour. As I say, we have all of these are tier 3, but the Dokito tier 3 shrine does not currently have a beacon in game. They're supposed to be adding it or fixing it soon, but it's not happened yet. So we have a tier 3 Dokito shrine, but no, it doesn't have a beacon on it. As you can see, the base does extend over quite a distance, and this is Hobo's base, Hobo Jesus. He's building a nice quirky little mansion there. Now the last thing I'm going to demonstrate of our base is the Black Tower, which is a build in progress. We haven't finished it yet. It's a concept build in that we're interested just to see how high we can go. I don't think there is in fact a vertical limit, but we'll find out. We want to be trying to build it higher than anything else around. But this is what we've got so far. It's a basic circular tower with an external winding staircase. Could do with some railings on the landings just to stop anybody from falling off. As you can see, we are getting up there, but I want to be taller than that tower over there eventually. So we just keep extending it upwards. And the flooring is not solid. We've currently, all it is one ring of ceiling tiles around the inside of the wall, the hexagonal central section, and then the connectors that go away from the door. So each landing or each floor has a slightly offset floor from the one below and above. Again, it's just something that's a little bit different. Looks quite cool. You wouldn't want to do that if you wanted the space for crafting stations or whatever. But it's just a nice size, in fact, inside to be able to use as a crafting base. This is probably the minimum, for me, the minimum size of tower that you'd want to be building if you wanted to set up a base as a tower. So that is the intro. What I'm going to do next is show you how to build a circular tower, and what we'll then go on and do in future videos is I'll show a basic tower and how to expand that into larger and larger towers, what you need to do. Then we're going to look at my next idea for building, which I'm not going to go into here right now, but I want to use some of the existing features of the world to practice building on, and to incorporate them into the actual build, as I've done with the tower there and connecting up the aqueduct. It's not a particularly practical way to build something because that aqueduct's a little bit narrow for building a base up there. But it would be interesting, and I'd be curious to see how purge proof it is, of course. I mean, any purge that comes along could attack the base of that staircase and could then cut off the rest of the base if they destroyed it. You know, you could end up with the connectors collapsing and be stuck up on the aqueduct, and have to rebuild the way up there. However, purges don't appear to be working on this server. They're set up to work, but we've not yet had a purge ever, despite all these nice defences. And we'll have to see what happens with that. So thank you for watching. Hope you found it interesting as to what we've got set up in the first place. And as I say, what we'll do next is demonstrate how to build a circle, how to build that into a circular tower, and the restrictions on how large you can make your circular tower or how you can get around those restrictions. In the meantime, thanks for watching and catch you next time. Take it easy, guys.